All right, so last thing we need to talk about, Gods of Egypt.
All right, let's get it out of the way. Because I actually have been wanting to talk about it, but I'm like, no one's going to watch that. But since it's attached to another video, people might.
We're going to drag you down with us.
Yep.
And so, maybe Mr. Sunday will come across it, because he really wanted to kind of see it, but didn't want to pay money for it. So.
He's missing out.
I know.
And I know, like, people have been bugging him. They're like, no, you need to go see it. So I think he might.
I hope he does.
Yeah.
I want to hear his thoughts on it.
As do I.
Because it's just the worst.
Yeah. Because we were describing it to my brother before we started recording, and my brother was like, this sounds like the weirdest movie ever. Because it is. Nothing really makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Reverend Spaceman, give us a rundown on Gods of Egypt. I like your whole...
Alright, so it starts out, and it's like the crowning ceremony for Horus. He's going to be the new god of Egypt. Yep. And we find Gerard Butler and his probably 300 soldiers.
Yep. Just kind of waltz right in. No one stops him.
There's no security. No. Like, this clearly is an invasion force. But, you know, they're like, hey, brother.
Good to see you.
I will have nothing to say to you, nephew. Everyone calls each other by what relation they are. Be like, you know, if I went to Hillary's where we work and said, co-worker, I need some shoes.
Yeah.
Shoe man or whatever. Yeah. And
shoe man.
I do call Jake Al Bundy, but so there's a fight scene. Gerard Butler kills Osiris.
This is Egypt.
He kicks him like that.
Yeah.
He Sparta kicks him, not into anything. He just does it.
Yeah.
And then they suit up in this like Iron Man suit with an animal head.
Yeah.
Gerard Butler's is like it's like a dog.
Yeah. There's no exposition on why they transform. It's just all of a sudden they're kind of like Transformers, robots in disguise, and then they transform into the god.
They just can do it.
Song,
yeah, they can just they just do it, and then they're fighting.
It's just a thing they can do, and
like the bystanders, they're kind of just they're in fear, but they're kind of just
they're
like
just watching.
Oh no!
Yeah. So the whole point is Gerard Butler.
Yeah, Gerard Butler.
He kills Osiris, stabs him pretty good.
Yeah.
Horus
the gods bleed blood, or gold blood.
They bleed gold. It's just gold. It looks like they spilled gold paint out of their bodies.
That's probably all they did. They're just like, here's some gold paint. And
it really looks like gold nail polish.
Looks good enough.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
Yeah. Well,
you want to clean that up in post?
Nah.
We can do as much of this as we want, and it'll be PG-13.
Yeah.
So, after that, he fights Horus. And Horus has, like, a cutlass from After Earth. It's this like it's a stick, and then it grows into like a double-edged
thing.
Yeah. And so they're fighting. Gerard Butler wins, and he just like rips the dude's eyes out.
Yeah, Horus's eyes.
And they turn into these little chaos emeralds.
Yeah, because basically each god possesses this weird power that, again, no exposition for it. It's just
they just have.
Yeah, they just have, and basically by ripping them off, they turn into like a emerald or just a solid piece of metal.
A gem.
A gem. Yeah.
Grabbing them gems.
Yeah, grabbing them gems. So basically, he rips his eyes out, and gold is pouring, kind of pouring out of his eye sockets, and he's like, oh,
he's just got his eyes closed, and they just pour paint over his eyes. That's what happened.
Probably all he did, or maybe it was just because they're like, okay, here's the gold blood, and then it got into his eyes. So then maybe that was his real reaction. He's like, oh God, it burns.
It could be. So some time passes. Oh, and by the way, gods are like about the size of like.
Humans compared to hobbits.
Yeah, that's a good actually comparison. And the effects on that weren't always terrible.
No, honestly. It's just like when you see the gods.
It just looks really weird.
Right next to the humans. Yeah. I don't know, like, whatever.
Yeah. So our hero, Aladdin Skywalker, and his girlfriend have like a lovey-talky scene that is literally. Like, I'm not one to really pay attention to cinematography or whatever, but this scene was literally, like, shot for shot, that scene from Revenge of the Sith where they're talking on the balcony. It was like, pan to him, pan to her. I love you.
It's even weirder
is... Blah, blah, blah. It was like it was that scene.
Yeah.
I felt like I'm watching Revenge of the Sith again.
Set is now, like, the king of Egypt, and the humans are now slaves.
You have to pay gold to get into the afterlife.
Yeah. And so, like,
we'll get to that later.
They're slaves, but they can just kind of roam around freely. So he, like, sneaks into, like, this...
So it really is like Anakin.
Yeah. So basically he, like, his girlfriend, or whatever she is...
Love interest.
Works for, basically as indentured to this builder guy who's building this giant obelisk to set.
It's a really big tower.
Yeah, a really big tower. That's all it is.
It doesn't even... It's kind of... If any of you remember the Futurama episode where they go to... yes, you do. Where they go to Planet Egypt.
Yeah.
This also takes place on Planet Egypt.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. It's not unlike when Bender just becomes Pharaoh and decides, like, hey, let's build a giant statue of me. And it's just ridiculously, like, huge up into space with its height. It's like that if it was just a
tower.
Block. A big, tall block.
That's basically all it is.
And then Gerard Butler's like, can you make it any taller?
Yeah, that's all he wants. He just wants it to be taller, which I think is a little... It's ambitious, but also not ambitious, because you'd think he'd be like, it has to be a statue of me. But he's like, just make a tower.
But then the builder guy's like, oh, sorry. It's like, relax, it was a joke.
Yeah, like...
and then there's just crickets.
The humor falls so flat that it becomes funny.
It circles back.
Yeah.
It's so, like... It's so unfunny that you just start to laugh because of, like... You just start thinking, wow, someone wrote this.
Yeah.
Okay, so... he breaks girl out of whatever, and then...
He doesn't even break out. It's kind of like, let's escape. And
let's go. And then builder guy shoots an arrow at her. She's dead. So he runs away to... So, spoilers. I'm sorry, Dave. I know you really wanted to see this.
Sorry?
Yeah.
I'm not sorry. So they run away to Horace, who's hiding away in his little cave.
That seems like only a mile outside the city.
It might be. I don't know. I don't know where anything is in this movie.
Yeah, there's no... Like, they don't really convey how much time has passed or, like, the distance. It's just kind of like...
Naturally.
Next scene... So it looks like this temple where Horace is exiled at is, like, a mile out of town.
Oh, wait, we forgot the scene where he
downtown.
steals one of the eyes.
Yeah, because basically...
Literally a level from Super Mario 64.
Yeah. Like, and it's supposed to be, like, no god or mortal can, like, get into, like, this... like underground,
and Anakin Skywalker does it with like just first try. Doesn't die.
Doesn't even struggle really.
Really,
I don't think he even gets hurt.
Yeah,
like he might trip once.
The only thing is, it's like slightly different than the plans that he read for it before.
Yeah, because like his girlfriend shows him plans. She's like, "Oh, here's how we can get a horse's eye back." And he's like, "Okay,
I'll do it."
Well, eyes.
Or eyes.
Turns out there's only one of them.
Yeah.
So like, he brings it to Horace, and Horace is being all like crawling in my skin about how he's got no eyes, and
sure they play that song.
Yeah, and he's kind of like, I have one of your eyes, but you have to get my girlfriend back from the dead. So he's like, okay, cool, give me that eyeball, and then he just shoves it back in, and his eye looks perfectly normal human eye, not like a gem.
It just goes right
bleeding
back in
gold.
There.
Yeah.
No. So he's got this like bandana over his eyes.
Yeah.
Because it'd be too much. I guess too gruesome to actually show empty eye.
Or too much CGI, and they're kind of like, we've already used our CGI a bunch on the
everything else.
Transformer gods.
We've already used all our CGI on everything else. We ran out of money when it was time to give him his eyes. But he lifts it up so he's got like an eye patch made out of cloth, kind of.
Yeah.
You can see with one eye. Okay. And then they walk through some places and they fight some minotaurs. And,
which aren't, as far as I know, aren't even in Egyptian mythology. They're kind of... But again... I wasn't being nitpicky because I'm like, who cares?
And then they go to this like big old stone Stargate, and
that's literally what it is.
Yeah,
Stargate.
And he's like,
so it's Chris Hemsworth. It's a Stargate.
Yeah, and he's like, we need to go see my dad, the Space Pope, Ra. But I can't transform without both my eyes. And then he immediately transforms.
Yeah, like they don't explain why. And just Raw, I guess apparently it's just like, you can transform.
This time. You can come to and from, but that's about it.
Yeah, so he transforms, he's like, alright, let's go, kid. And then flies him to space?
He's up, they go to space to meet Ra, who's orbiting the flat planet Egypt.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a cool concept.
Yeah.
But basically it's Jeffrey Rush in a Pope costume. And he's just on the space boat.
He was in that movie.
Yeah, he's on a space boat.
Space boat.
Coast to coast.
And he's talking, Horace is kind of like, Father, I need your help. And he's kind of like, no, I have other things to do. And then
I'm so busy.
Like, yeah, he's like, wait. He just kind of stands up. He's like, you might want to hide your friend.
Yeah.
So he just kind of throws him under the deck of the boat.
He's hiding literally behind his shadow.
Yeah.
And Anakin is hiding behind Horace's shadow right now.
Yeah. And then basically...
Galactus from Rise of the Silver Surfer shows up.
Yeah, that smoke monster.
Yeah.
And basically Jeffrey Rush just turns giant. He catches on fire, turns giant, and then grabs the spear And all he does is he just kind of jabs at the smoke monster. He's just kind of like,
the spear shoots like fireballs.
Yeah, he shoots fireballs.
And he shoots like 4 or 5 of them. And then he turns back, he shrinks down again, and he's just done for the day.
No,
and he talks about this like it's such a heavy burden.
Yeah, he's kind of like...
Yeah, it takes like 5 minutes.
Woe is me.
He just shoots it like 3-4 times.
Yeah.
And the smoke monster's massive. It's like if you were hitting a whale with you were shooting a whale with a gun.
Well, any of you Transformers fans, if you know who Unicron is, basically that, but made of smoke. Yeah.
Like, it apparently bothers the smoke monster. It's just kind of like,
and it just goes away.
Goes away.
If he shot it like 5 or 6 more times, it might kill it, but just has to shoot it enough times to get it to go away.
And then he just does whatever Raw does. And he's kind of, again, he seems so plightful. He's kind of like, this is my burden. It's like, that takes 5 minutes of your time.
Oh, yeah, and the reason the reason they even went there was completely inconsequential.
Yeah, it was.
They wanted to get some, like, space water from the side of his boat, and it was just like this little bottle of gold gas, but it was water. Doesn't matter. They never. It never amounts to anything.
Yeah.
So they get back to Earth, and he's got enough.
Planet Egypt, not Earth.
I'm sorry. They get back to Planet Egypt.
It's flat.
Yeah. And Horus transforms to fly back, and then he runs out of
Former juice.
The meter runs out. If this is a video game, and he just transforms back like 10 feet off the ground and falls. And
I think that's supposed to be a funny moment where they like fall, and it's kind of like, ha ha ha! Look, he ran out. And it's just like, whatever.
So the whole theater just died of laughter.
Well, there's only me, Reverend Spaceman, and 3 other people.
Yeah. So the whole theater did die of laughter.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. And the 5 of us were just cracking up laughing.
Well, except for our manager, Captain Planet, who was actually trying to watch the movie.
Yeah, feel sorry for him.
Yeah, I heard he actually didn't hate it.
Yeah, but
he's weird. If you're listening to this,
then
Captain Planet, you're weird.
Then they go to this place. It's like it looks like a maze, but they're standing on top of it.
Yeah,
and these
serpent.
These 2 bitches riding snake monsters show up.
They're like rejects from Mad Max.
Yeah.
Just riding snakes instead of cars.
George Miller was just like, yeah, you can have these.
Yeah.
And
just like production sketches.
Yeah, the snakes breathe fire and
for reasons.
Sure. I mean, I don't even remember much of that scene, honestly. It just kind of they fight them and they win by making them
Hathor.
This whole character we've completely forgotten about.
She's forgettable.
Electra.
Yeah.
Carmen Electra?
Yeah.
So why? Her power is mind control on anyone who is not in love.
Well, so the way she explains her power, she's kind of like, I can control beasts and men with basically she can seduce them to where they'll do whatever she says.
She's like Purple Man.
Yeah, but it's very ineffective to people who are already in love.
Much cooler version of.
And it seemed very inconsequential because kind of because she tried to use her power on Anakin Aladdin Skywalker.
I don't remember his name.
I don't remember either. But basically, she uses, and the only effect, when she does her power, her eyes, kind of glow briefly to let you know her power was used. And then he just stands there, and she's like, oh, your heart must belong to another.
Yeah, my powers don't work on those whose hearts belong to another. So that's extremely useless.
Yeah. She doesn't really do anything.
She is a convenient plot hole.
She is quite literally the Mati of this movie.
The only thing she does is she makes that one snake monster burn itself.
Yeah, then that's how they beat it.
Yeah, then, she's just kind of like, you're feeling really very warm.
Yeah, but then they get to Toth.
Oh, man.
The best character in the movie.
I've heard it pronounced Toth.
It's Toth.
By one of the guys that you went to see it with.
Yeah, but it's...
In the movie they pronounce it Toth. Yeah. I don't know.
I've also heard it Thoth, so...
Yeah,
whatever.
Who knows? I'm not Egyptian.
Black Panther...
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman, the guy who's going to play Black Panther.
His entire character can be summarized as putting your hand on your chin.
Imagine live-action Skeletor. That's kind of how his character was coming off as.
Just as campy.
That's what Mark said.
Just as campy. And it was gold. It was comedic gold.
Literally.
Much like the gold that they were bleeding?
Much like the gold that his entire outfit was made of. He wore this, big, fancy green dress that was just covered in plates of gold.
Yeah. And had a gold brain crown
on
his head.
Which Egyptians the brain wasn't even a thing with them. Like, they kept all the other organs and put them in jars, but the brain, they just, like, melted it with, like, wine or something.
They're like, we don't need that.
We don't need that thing.
But, you know, he and apparently he was able to clone himself.
He's got a bunch of clones walking around his,
So
like...
there's Attack of the Clones.
He's the, he is the god of wisdom. So he's, like, spending this whole time studying a piece of cabbage.
Yeah.
And that's the entirety of what he's doing in the scene.
Yeah. And because they go to him because he's the god of wisdom, and they have to get the other Eye of Horus, they have to go under the pyramid that's guarded by the Sphinx. And basically the Sphinx...
It's in another level.
Yeah, another level.
Later on in the game.
And the Sphinx asks you a riddle, and if you don't answer it, it kills you.
Wait, we can't forget the best joke in the Toth scene.
I'll let you...
When he's talking to Electra, and I don't know, she says something, and he's like, because he knows about her powers.
Oh, yeah,
He says, you turn around. She's like, is that because you prefer the view from behind?
Oh, yeah.
And he says, no. Well, what he says is, no. Yes, you know I can't lie.
Yeah.
That's dialogue in this movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Sounds hilarious.
So then they go on their merry way to the final boss level.
The Sphinx.
Well, that's not the final boss.
Well, yeah,
that's the mini boss before it. It's if any of you have played Sonic Adventure 2, the golem that you fight in the pyramid in that game is that. If it was like falling apart constantly,
pretty much. And, like, they make it out to be this big deal. It's like, oh, if you get the answer wrong, the Sphinx will kill you. But they get it wrong, like, 3 times. Yeah, slowly, because it's this giant Sphinx. Could have easily squashed all of them, but he's kind of like, wrong answer.
I don't even remember the riddle.
I don't remember it either. But basically, Thoth, this cocky wisdom guy, is kind of like, answer the question, and he's like, wrong answer. And he's like, moving towards him.
And then the Sphinx starts beating up Horus.
Yeah. Like, because whenever he answers the question wrong, he just, like, swats Horus. Yeah. Don't worry about the others. It's like, I'll kill this
You're the
god.
de facto leader here.
I'll attack the one that can defend himself.
Yeah.
It's not the one that incorrectly answered the riddle.
And there's a scene where, like, he tries to stomp on him, and Horus just grabs the paw of the Sphinx, which is quite large, and holds it up. So it's like, if he was able to do that, surely he could just start punching the thing. Like, he could probably take it on physically.
Fight back.
Yeah, fight back. But he's just kind of like, you got this.
You gotta follow the rules of the
Skeletor.
Yeah.
So eventually they answer the question, and the Sphinx is just kind of like, just falls to sand. Yeah. It's made out of sand. It's just sand.
And then Gerard Butler comes up behind Toth and rips his brain out.
Yeah.
And it's this big glowing blue
brain jewel.
Yeah. It's like the Tesseract in the shape of a brain.
Yeah.
And he's just got this now.
Yeah, his main objective is to gather all the body parts, more or less, of these other gods and...
the infinity appendages.
Yeah. And basically makes his own super transformer suit.
Yeah, because at an earlier point, he, cut off his wife's wings, and I guess she's dead?
I don't know.
We never see her again. But...
or not even his wife, like a former lover of his. Again, no exposition for any of this. They just, I guess, assumed you were supposed to know this stuff.
Yeah, and after he cuts off her wings, they turn into, like, big, just...
solid pieces of metal.
Solid pieces of metal. They look like... they're just like... I don't know how to describe them. They just look like... they look like... like hieroglyph wings.
Yeah.
And you just cut and paste them. And then when he puts them on himself, they stay that way. But for her, they would actually turn into, like... feathery wings. Yeah. And then they change back when he cuts them off. So... then they're about to pour the water into the fire thing that's the source of... Gerard Butler's power,
I think.
And there was a line earlier. And there was a line earlier in the movie where Anakin was like, "What happens if I drink the water?" And Horus was like, "You'd be very refreshed, and then you die because I kill you."
Yeah.
And so what happens with the water is they drop it on the ground.
Yeah. And
that's it.
Yeah.
Then
nobody drinks it.
Nope. Doesn't get poured into the thing. It's just gone. You could remove the water from the movie and it wouldn't affect anything.
Again, the whole Raw scene is inconsequential.
Yeah. But then Gerard Butler goes to space to talk to Ra.
Yeah.
And we find out Ra's like, I want you to take on this burden after I die. And Gerard Butler's like, I want to be immortal. And but Ra's like, you are immortal. It's like, no, I want to be more immortal.
I want to be Space Pope.
I guess. It's like...
and because basically his beef with Ra, his father, he's kind of like, how come you gave my brother a son but not me? And he Raw is kind of like,
kids suck. I saved you from that. You don't want kids. They're
pretty
bad.
much. And he's
Have
just
your own kids.
yeah, and he pretty much tells him, he's like, because I didn't want you to bear the burden of having children and never get to see them again once you become Space Pope.
Even
and
though you
jab
can,
the smoke monster.
Even though it seems like they can go up there whenever they want.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's just, again, everything was inconsequential. Pretty much the entire movie's inconsequential.
So Gerard Butler gets doused in lava and in his robot.
yeah,
Iron
his
Man form.
Iron Man suit.
And
So I guess
and they put all the things on him. He's got the wings. He's got the brain up in his head. He puts another brain inside his head.
yeah,
And then he puts the remaining eye on his forehead, and he's
Yeah.
got this like super Voltron Power Ranger robot
Basically.
form. So then they like learn how to operate an elevator thanks to the builder guy from
Yep.
earlier, and then they kill him. I
Yeah.
think. And then they get to the top of the
Tower
really big
elevators?
tower. Yeah, they get to the top of the tall tower thing. They fight Gerard Butler, and
Now it turns out Horace can't actually transform. He just had to believe.
Not yet. There's the scene where Anakin has the eye, and he throws it to Horace.
yeah.
Not even anywhere near him.
Yeah, he just
And like,
throws it.
yeah, and Horace is like, he can go after the eye, where he'd be able to put it back into his face and transform again for sure and save Anakin. Or he can fall after Anakin, and both of them surely die.
Yeah.
And then he falls after Anakin, and yeah, he transforms like it's nothing. And
Because
then
he believed in the
Yeah.
musky power of true love.
it's
Yeah.
literally like, yeah, I believe in myself. And then somehow Anakin ends up dying still, and I think that's the fight with Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
And the smoke monster comes to Earth.
Yeah, because
And then-
Gerard Butler does something to cause, like...
He draws it there with the spear
Yeah,
he steals from
that's
Ra,
what he does, yeah.
which you would think would repel the thing, but
Again,
whatever. He
reasons.
Just, yeah, he holds it up like He-Man and just
Yeah.
shoots a laser fire thing up in the air, and that draws it.
yeah.
And then Horace kills Gerard Butler, and
A lot
they
of gold is spewing out of him.
yeah, there's gold everywhere. Gerard
Yeah,
Butler's
man,
dead.
that's how I picture him.
Like, he's coughing out, like, gold. He's just kind of like, cough, cough, and, you know,
Yeah.
gold splatting out. It's hilarious. It's
So
great.
yeah, so Gerard Butler's dead, and he uses the spear, shoots the thing. He shoots Galactus a few times.
Yeah.
And Galactus is gone. He gives the spear back to Ra.
Because Raw apparently is just floating in space, not dead, but not dead. You just give him his spear
Yeah.
back, and he's like, oh, thanks for
I'm
that.
good now.
And he just gets
Yeah.
back on a space boat and does his thing.
So then we get to the temple, whatever place that Horus had been crawling in my skin for a while.
Yeah.
Earlier. Anakin and Padme are dead there. He's just kind of gonna leave them there. But then Ra shows up and he's like, I have never been indebted to anyone, but I find myself indebted to you. What do you want? And Horus says, I want the one thing I can't have. So a minute later, Anakin is back alive.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you did it. How'd you do that? And then Padme is back alive.
Let's adopt a child.
And Padme's back alive, and he's like, my favorite line in the whole movie, Anakin's like, but you said it was impossible. And Horus just says, impossible. Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
It comes off like he's going to say, impossible, yes.
But
But there's no but. It's just,
Yeah, it's just-
that's it. Then they just look back at him. The camera looks back and forth kind of awkwardly. He's just smiling.
Yep.
And
That's kind of the end. They kind of set up for a sequel, but it's not going to get a sequel.
it's never gonna get made.
Yeah, because there's not a budget of $120 million, $120 million, by the way.
140.
140?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking. Yeah.
It did finally make $100 million back, though.
Oh, okay.
But
So maybe it will get a sequel. I hope it does. Actually,
I do. Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about the underworld and Anubis and stuff.
Oh yeah. So throughout, I guess one of the subplots is Padme. She's wandering throughout the underworld.
She's walking on her way to the.
Yeah,
to
it's
be
like this.
judged.
It's just basically this really long just path you stay on, and then basically the judges are like these old.
They probably listen to Green Day's Boulevard, Broken Dreams.
Probably, and basically the once you get to the I guess the afterlife finish gate.
There's a scale.
There's a scale.
That is from Egyptian mythology.
Yeah, that's from Egyptian mythology. So they got some things right.
They put the feather in it, and then you give your offering.
Yeah. And so since Set is now the king, you have to pay your way. So this old lady puts in a rock or a little coin or
It's
something.
like a little stone ring
Yeah.
she has,
and basically she gets incinerated.
Yeah.
So I guess she stays
just
dead.
doesn't exist.
Yeah. And then because basically the toll booth people of the underworld are just kind of like,
Gotta
what
pay
do
the
you
troll
offer?
toll.
Yeah, there are a bunch of Skeletors.
Yeah, they just stand there
And they just keep
ask,
saying it.
what do you offer?
Yeah, Padme is just kind of standing there uneasy because she has nothing.
Yeah, and that's when Anakin Skywalker, or
he shows up.
Aladdin Skywalker, whatever we're calling him.
When they keep saying it, like, what do you offer? And
Yeah.
she's just kind of waiting there, like, what do you offer?
Like, there's no enforcement of like, hey, move it along. It's just kind of like, what do you offer?
Yeah. And then Anakin shows up with Electra's bracelet that she has to wear at all times, or she's
Dragged to
something.
Yeah.
She disappears, whatever. And so
Inconsequential.
he's about to give her that. It doesn't matter anyways, because then like the rest of the movie happens, and there's no and they're come back to life anyways.
Yeah.
But like, there's just a really long pause where they just stop saying what do you offer.
Yeah.
So every time, during that, every now and then, one of us 5 Hillary's employees would just kind of be like, what do you offer?
Yeah, especially if we're holding the door open for one another.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, even like during the movie, whenever it'd
yeah.
just be really quiet in the underworld, because it'd be like, it's weird they're not still saying that.
Yeah. Like, yeah. That's
Yeah.
the basic premise of this movie.
That's
It's
the
weird
movie.
that we went into more detail on Gods of Egypt than Civil War, Indiana Jones 5, or Daredevil. But we had to let the world know our opinions. Is it an awful movie? Most definitely. Is it worth seeing? Yes.
I think you only just now got to the opinion part.
Yeah. That's all that
It's
matters.
just synopsis.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Well, I mean, the
It
way
is
we
worth-
described it, I think you can kind of figure.
Like, I
I'm
think
buying it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, and we'll probably do like a live stream commentary on it. 'Cause-
Something.
Yeah, something like that.
There'll be alcohol.
Oh yeah, lots of alcohol.
Yeah. I think
Um,
me and Dave will do something similar for God's Not Dead 2.
I
yeah.
never agreed to that.
No, I'll pay you. I'll pay
But-
your way in, and I'll bring you.
And
I'll
you'll pay me to see it.
Probably the
I'll
reason
give-
why a
I'll
lot
pay
of
you
you
an
are
alcohol.
wondering why go in that much detail in the movie. It's to sell you on why you need to see this awful movie.
Oh yeah, like
It's one of those movies where it's so bad you're like, this is amazing. Because we left the movie, we were all fully satisfied. I would have paid like $12 for this movie when we only paid like $7.
I would have paid the price of admission just for the Toth scene.
Yeah, just for the Toth scenes alone is worth it. So like, if it's still in theaters wherever you live, go see it. Preferably with friends. I think you'll really enjoy it with friends.
You'll be the only ones in there.
Yeah, you'll be the only ones in there. I can guarantee it.
Which is you and Ross and Rachel,
Yeah,
Matt, and Peggy, and
Deadpool.
the blonde one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, what would you rate Gods of Egypt, Reverend Spaceman?
Out of 5 popcorns,
I would
how
rate
many
it.
popcorns would you give Gods of Egypt?
I'd rate it 10 glowing jewel eyes out of 5 popcorns.
I would as well.
It's fair. It's fair.
Now again, like this, like if I was to rate it as like is this movie
If
any
7
good?
is good, a little picture of a cat is okay.
I'll give it my water
water bottle is
That's what I rate it.
what you would rate it.
What would you,
And
Dave?
rate it?
What would you rate it based on this description?
Candy corn.
All right,
Oh wow,
that is
there you go.
glowing recommendation. Yeah, go see it.
Yeah, go see it.
Go see it. Form an opinion for yourselves, like the director said.
Would you give it a kitty poster, saying hang in there, a candy corn,
No,
5
that sounds like
popcorns?
a cat poster.
I would give it candy corn.
There we go. I assume that's good.
Yeah.
And
No
what-
specific amount of candy corn, just candy corn.
What would you give? What would you rate it, Jake?
The water bottle. I rated
yeah,
my water
that's-
bottle.
yeah, that's right.
I banged it on the mic.
Yeah. So that's it's this year's
Jupiter
Ascending or The Happening or After
Yeah.
Earth.
You gotta go see it.
So early in the year.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one that usually come out.
Oh man. Yeah. I don't care if anyone watches this video. That was fun. Just going over that movie.